Hey, today is day 30, week 5. Here we are. My energy's good. I'm good to go. Let me give you all a disclaimer that this video is going to be a little longer than my past videos because I have to cover some stuff with my beginners. Let me go ahead and start off by giving you all 2 quick tips for my beginners, additional tips. Number 1 is to download the app on your phone. If you have a phone that allows you to have apps, a smartphone, download the app MyFitnessPal. Some of you all might be familiar with it, but if you're not familiar with it, it is an app that you put in your height and your weight, and it allows you to log your food every day. It counts your calories, so it accepts barcodes you can scan. It allows you to scan your barcodes in, like if you eat some kind of food that has a barcode, it'll scan it and it'll count for the calories every day, and it'll pretty much keep you on track. And it's like, you know, it's the perfect word for it, MyFitnessPal. It's like your little buddy telling you how you're doing every day. The second thing is get in the habit of going to bed on an empty stomach. And the reason I say that is because, you know, I know a lot of us are in the habit of eating before bed and all that good stuff, but don't eat after 6 if you can help it. And what you do is when you go to bed on an empty stomach, your body burns a lot of fat in your sleep. Like that's where I feel like most of the fat burning comes from. Like when I'm asleep, if you go to bed on an empty stomach, when you wake up on this diet, when you wake up every morning feeling thinner and thinner, you look in the mirror after you go, you know, wake up in the morning, wash your face or whatever, you just look in the mirror and you see it every morning. So I think that's a pattern that you all should get into. Get in the habit of going to bed on an empty stomach. Drink the hot water, drink the tea if you have to, but nothing with calories. You want to go to bed feeling starving if you have to. Go to bed starving. For some of y'all that just feel like you be starving. But another thing I want to relate to you all is a lot of people have a hard time. They see what I'm doing, and I'm fasting 24 hours a day, and I'm eating 10 bites in one day. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you all. It took me a while to get to a point where I could have that type of endurance. You know, to be perfectly honest, like I said, I couldn't even fathom the idea of fasting for 24 hours at one point in my life. Like I couldn't even. I remember when I first was introduced to the 5-bite diet by a friend of mine, Chuck, I immediately was like, no. And a lot of people already just think that if you tell somebody that, they're like, I couldn't do that. And I was one of those people. And I'm going to tell you how I got there. It was a gradual process. My girl was under the same thing. You know, it was a gradual process. What I had to start off by doing was not eating until 10 a.m. and not eating after 6 p.m. And I kept doing that until I got comfortable with it. And then I would get to the point where I'll say, okay, I'm not eating until noon. I'm not going to eat after 6, and then I'm not going to eat until noon. And then once I got comfortable with that, I went up to 2 p.m. And it's a gradual process, so don't feel bad. I mean, I want you all to get on this diet and be successful with it, but it is a gradual process for some people. You know, you got to get into a rhythm. Now, this is not a disclaimer. This is not a go ahead and, okay, I'll get it later. You know, try to get to that point of endurance as quickly as you can, but I'm just here to tell you that don't feel discouraged if you keep like messing up, because it is a gradual process. I struggled with it for, I would say, a good solid 3 months before I was like, okay, I can do this. And that was the base. And the base is don't eat after 6 p.m. and don't eat until 10 a.m. And if you do that, you'll get into that more, and then you'll start being able to go longer and longer until you get to a point where you can fast for 24 hours and you're not even thinking about food, because what it really is your body is just like I said this before, you're taming your flesh, because your body, you feel like, oh, I'm starving, I want some food, but I'm here to tell you that pain goes away. Give it time. This too shall pass. You're not gonna feel starving forever. And then if you get past those 3 days that I discussed, and just 3 days all the way to the 7th day, your cravings become more manageable. You're not starving and like, man, forget this, I'm gonna get something to eat. You have cravings and you feel it and you're like, okay, but they're manageable. So I just want to share that with you all. Hit me up and I'll talk to you later.